Welcome to install and first use of Dynamic Layers video. So if you're watching that, I assume you found Dynamic Layers useful for you. So first step, download the Dynamic Layers setup, version 2.0. The file is available on my site, pianocontrol.com, and you can download Dynamic Layer version 2.0. When download complete, click on the download file, and if you have a Windows 10, you could see this announce which tell the application is not recognized. That's only because it's not have a certificate. So click on more info and then run anyway. And then press next several times until the install running. When finished, leave the checkbox on the Run Dynamic Layers and press Finish, and the application will start. When the activation windows will appear, you can do the activation now or press Cancel for later activation. Step 3 is install your synthesizer driver on the Windows to make the device, MIDI device, appear on the list. My synth is Yamaha Motif, so I search it in Yamaha site and find it as a Motif USB MIDI driver. So download the driver and install it also. When MIDI driver installation finish, connect your keyboard hardware to the Windows tablet or laptop. Now if you done all okay, when pressing on Setting at MIDI Setting tab, the first tab, you should see the input and output MIDI devices of your hardware synth at the list. Yamaha Motif installation add 4 input and 4 output devices to the list. I'm not really sure why, but selecting the first input and the first output is working well. After setting the MIDI devices, it is recommended to reboot the application. If the connection okay now, you can see the color change on the layer bar. And the application double the notes. That because Dynamic Layer designed to work with no local playing, since it should route the notes message according the layer structure. In Yamaha Motif, press on Utility and then the tab Control and the internal tab MIDI, and then route to the local control and set it to off. If you also set the MIDI sync to MIDI, that will enable, when using a special echo effects, to sync the application tempo to the echo. Another important issue to have a full control over all the 16 channels is to choose the right mode to your synthesizer that it really listen to all that channels. In my synth Yamaha Motif, initialized pattern or song can be the right mode for that. After done that setting, all the feature will function. The sound is clean, you can see the color response on the layers when playing, all the split action response immediately. The interface is very intuitive. All the options are details in other videos. And so the arranger, which activates the arranger layers. But all the sounds bank and sound list are the motif sound by default. So for other instruments, the list can be changed by pressing Setting at the third tab, Instrument Model. There is not much model to choose for now, in fact just Yamaha motif, but I am going to produce and share more models soon. And for model which is not in the list, you can choose Default Voices JSON. That option inserts an initialized standard voice list. You can edit the bank's details by pressing Edit and then choose Edit Voice Banks. There you can add, remove or change any sound bank. And so you can edit any voice name and details by select the voice and press Edit and choose Edit Instrument. If you are more advanced computer user, you can also produce your model sound list by create the JSON file in the voices file location. But that method is more advanced and I will explain that in separate video. So that's all for now. I hope that helped you to get started dynamic layers. Thanks for watching that. Feel free to comment or ask me for any clarifications.